Hello, Thomas. I already know your name, but let's start without that. First question, it's introduction about yourself, your name, your age, profession, and how long are you traveling?
Okay, so my name is Thomas. I'm 30 years old. My profession lately have been just quitting my job and traveling, and that for the past 4 years now.
But
Not constantly. Sometimes I settle somewhere to make some volunteers, but it's 4 years that I have quit the traditional life.
like, after 4 years, it's already like a long term.
It's a long term, and I do really enjoy. I do really, and I don't see myself doing something that I would enjoy more. So indeed, I do believe I do what fulfilling me the most.
What was the first inspiration for you? What was the main inspiration?
Definitely the curiosity. I had this sense of like wonder since child, always wondering what was happening in the other side of the world. Like even not that far, just like on my neighbor's place. I've always been like wondering what's happened somewhere else. So I've always got this sense of wonder and always had the curiosity. And so I tried to manage my whole life since I was like, I don't know, 13, 14. Always tried to project myself with the possibility to travel when I will be older and etc. And always had this sense of curiosity. Like I've been reading a lot when I was kids. Like my whole room was fulfilled with map, and I've always learned the capital, the population of countries, trying to be curious about different languages. And so yeah, so when I got the possibility to do so, then I was always, yeah, paradoxically, like the most I've been discovering, the most I wanted to discover more and more and more and more. And so yeah, the curiosity have always been here, pushing me to travel more and to discover more and to adapt this lifestyle.
Well, I have also the same. I also have like a maps in my home, in my
Yeah,
room, and I always, I know every capital, every country of the world. Just I don't know why. Like reading all the books and like it's this big books about some animals or some countries. I always was like, wow. And for me, like in one moment, before one moment, I was like, like something like a dream
yeah.
somewhere. Like it's even like I can't see the line when I can go through it. But in one time it's happened and like I say yes, let's go, let's do it, and
Let's do
boom, I'm here.
it.
yeah,
Indeed.
yeah. So I understand you in this way. What obstacles did you overcome to fulfill your dream of travel?
Or I would say judgment. That's definitely what have always been obstacle. Like the fact that people around you, friends and family, say that it's not something sane, and that's yeah. People try to protect you. People love you, so they want you nearby them. That's normal reaction. That's very something that it's something that you can't blame anyone for. But it's always the obstacle that you want to please the others. So like you want to please your family, your relatives, and your friends because they are very important. But you have to only listen to yourself. You have to block your ears from whatever other people say, whatever other people wish for you, and to fulfill your own, only your own dream. So like the main obstacle that I'm still facing constantly is to say that I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be there this Christmas. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be there for your birthday. Yeah, knowing that I create pain and disappointment and this kind of like frustration, but at the end, yeah, facing those obstacles, knowing that you do it for your own pleasure and your own enjoyment and your own aspect of life, your own, yeah, what you mean for, it's worth it. It's worth the difficulty and the pain that you potentially create.
Name top skills that you think that useful for nomads.
Carelessness.
What?
Carelessness.
Carelessness.
Being careless. Like,
Careless about something. Okay.
yeah, not thinking too much. to be okay to sleep anywhere, to be okay to be in some transportation that you are not comfortable with, but like you did not expect to travel with. Yeah, to be ready to to decrease your standards. So having some careless regarding to your standards when it comes to hygiene, when it comes to comfort, when it comes to yeah, you kind of wish to be in a comfortable lifestyle if you are traveling. You really have like to be capable to decrease your comfort and your expectation when it comes to that. And yeah, that's the main skills. Like definitely something that one should be aware if you start to travel. It's very important to know that you will definitely not having only beautiful, comfortable days. It's normal, really.
How do you finance your travel?
Yeah, with my case, it's pretty unusual. But yeah, so I got good studies when I was 23, 24. I finished my studies IR, International Relation. So I had some couple of good jobs for like a couple of years, and I bought some flats when I was in my when I was in Greece when I had my contract in Athens. I bought two flats, which gave me the capacity to travel for.
Oh.
And lately I had a terrible misery that happened on my family. So I inherited some money, which I also invest in different flats.
Mm.
So this helps me to travel.
How do you navigate language and cultural barriers during your travel?
So there's many countries when I went, I didn't speak the languages, but I mean you learn like I don't know, like let's say 10 sentences while you are traveling, or even a bit before arriving to a country. You will learn a couple of sentences, and then that will help you to go around. And at the end, communicating it's good with the expression of the gesture, like you communicate
Yeah.
with the hand, with the facial expression, and that helps you to be understood, to be clear in so many countries when you cannot speak the same languages.
Which kind of inspiration you finding in your travel, in the process? What is inspiring you?
What's really definitely inspires me for some kind of like beauty of the world to express, to see, to understand the beauty, the wisdom of the world, and that's really what's inspired me. I love to find myself like learning more about spirituality, learning more about growing on the mind, and that's really not the seek of happiness, but like the seek of this wisdom, the seek of like purpose of being alive. And all of this is really motivating me to see here and there how the people have belief, how they set up their mind to answer the big questions. And that's definitely yeah my inspiration on the travel.
How do you balance your work and travel and personal life? Nah,
Well, I mean I
nothing.
volunteer a lot, so it can be also a good question.
Yeah?
I like every 2 3 months I'll say to settle somewhere and to work for some kind of project, like a volunteering project or like even the other day in Dominican Republic, I stayed for a while in a place doing kite surfing. So I was volunteering with a kite surfing company, which enables me to do kite surfing every day for free. And so yeah, a balance because sometimes it's also important to spend like a few weeks in one place that you will find a purpose to stay, and also to refresh your mind and to have the time with yourself, to have the time to balance both. Uh, so yeah, I say I can balance when I find like some opportunities to fulfill one of the passions that I have, and yeah, to have some
Just you're doing the same as you would do in your hometown, but in a travel. Like if you have some passion, you will find a project that can be good for you,
yeah.
and it's like just for food or for apartment or whatever.
Yeah.
But most important is just you receiving the energy, you giving energy to the project, and this project inspiring you and giving you more.
Indeed, yeah, completely.
That's the thing. I also making a volunteering always. Like it's just
Yeah.
so good. I am so lucky that I'm here. Come to exactly this hostel in San Cristobal. It's wow, amazing coincidence.
Indeed.
Yes. Which place turned out to be the most unforgettable for you,
Oh, I mean,
or just one?
I can be, that's one.
Like one of the best. Let's do like this.
I don't know. When I get asked this question, I always go for Iran because obviously Iran is everyone who've been to Iran have always this slap on the face because the country is just amazing by the nature, by the food, by the history, but first of all by the people, and it's very remarkable. Moreover, because we have so much bad expectation about Iran, despite knowing as a traveler, you know that whatever you hear on the news is not the reality. But despite having uh, these knowledges, we always have like some kind of feeling about Iran that yeah, okay, maybe I have to pay some more conscious. But yeah, I mean it's surprising for that, like the slap you get by knowing that just feeling completely surrounded by yeah, what shocked me was very the knowledge is about around there, like how people could be extremely smart, extremely educated, and extremely interesting. So that surprised me. So that was very remarkable and unforgettable.
Okay, funniest or more most unusual story from your travels?
I was once in Bosnia with my bicycle, and I was in this the border with Croatia. Like it's very empty. It's very you see bullets of war because all the houses are abandoned and stuff. And I was there with my bicycle, and I was looking for some water. And they had like one house who was inhabited. So I remember like going to ask this guy. He was the only one in the entire like 2 3 villages around. I asked him for some water, and he was like super surprised and happy to see someone coming to visit him, right? And though he was not speaking a word of English, and my Russian at that time was not that good, but he wasn't studying somehow. He wasn't studying the word like voda and that kind of things. So we had some like few words, few shares, and I remember him being super happy to see me here. And when I left with a bicycle, I remember seeing his face, like thinking, like he wanted to give me something, right? And I remember he had like a illumination, so he ran to his car like a Lada, an old Lada completely destroyed. And he brought me like a box of Tic Tac who was like half empty, a half empty box of Tic Tac. And I remember seeing on his face such a smile. He was like extremely thankful to give me this box of Tic Tac, and I was even more thankful to receive it. So we ended up like having a huge hug, and I felt like this story is very inspired me to empower me just to remember how it's important to receive as well. How it's very because we neglect so much. Like when people try to invite you, when people try to offer us something, because we're coming from a side of the world which is richer, because we're more privileged, we feel shy, we feel uncomfortable to receive something. But yeah, when someone who have not much, way less than you, have this pleasure to give you something is so good to receive it. You make him so happy to you feel yeah. And I always love this story just to remind that it's important that we have two hands. We have to balance the one to give, the one to take.
Which
Okay.
skills have you acquired through your travel?
Yeah, communication in a simple way, empathy. I developed a lot of skills, right, which I had already before. But this empathy, this communication, this facility to interact, I would say I developed them along the road, along the way. Though I had them before, always been like someone social.
You just improve it.
I would say, also regarding to what I said at the beginning, like the carelessness. Also, this also got to hit me so hard a couple of times along my journey. The fact of just like finding myself in a survival mode and being capable to just overpass the fear. Like when I had some accidents in Middle Eastern countries, and I just overpassed the fear to know how I will survive. I will go forward. And that's really the skill that I achieved. To know that okay, at the end, it will be alright. To find trust on yourself, to find trust on life, and to say okay, at the end, it will be alright. Whatever is gonna happen, like in the next couple of hours, I know I will go further than that. And that's something. Yeah, that's something which I acquired during those 4 years journey.
What's your plan for next 6 months?
Next 6 months, like first I get back to Europe for the summer. I want to gather with friends and family for July. Then I will travel in Anatolia, and I get because I want to see more of Trabzon, which is like in the Black Sea. It's an area of Turkey that I haven't seen, and I really love Turkey. So yeah, it's very important journey that I want to do, and I want to continue because I was in Georgia in 2019, and I broke down my twist when I fell from a cliff. So I want to keep on doing this trail that I had to give up. So yeah, for the next 6 months, I just keep on traveling. I want to make also something in Batumi in Georgia with real estate. I'd love to buy real estate over there. And
I have a lot of friends in Batumi right now.
so many Russians in Batumi.
They all live there.
Yeah, they kick them out, and now the Russian they come like by the small door.
One advice for beginners that want to start to travel or just start to travel like a few months ago. Like one advice from person who have experience.
I would say it's not to think too much. Like it's starting. It's very full of worries. Like you always want to be the most prepared, to have the best backpack, to have whatever, which is like everything you need, and you think about like, is this good enough? Is this blah blah blah? Now, if you want to start to travel, travel. You don't need to feel to be ready. I would say the heart and the mind, they always go like in divided path. Your mind will always start to always try to stop you, to go like against what the heart wants. And if the heart tell you like go on, just keep on going, go on. And listen to it. Don't listen to the mind who will say, "Oh, you need this, that." No. Just do it, and not to worry too much about what's gonna happen, because at the end, even if you got nothing, you will find it on the way. Like if you have no money, there no whatever, people will fulfill you with food. They will fulfill you with the house they provide. Anything's gonna happen, and because whenever you will need it, you will have it. Yeah. Yeah, it's just as simple as that. You just need to do it.
Short life hack for nomads.
No, I would say it's important to always have something to write experiences. Like it's important just to write down either on the phone, either on like whatever you have by hand, some memorable moments, whatever stories that happen during not even during the day, but like I don't know if you remember something that happened last weeks, last months along your journey, just write it down for no matter what, but like at least in a couple of years, you will just find this again, and you'll feel like, oh, that person, I remember that person, and that person was like this and that. It happens to come like this on my journey, and I felt very sad, thankful, happy, disappointed, whatever. But the moments which marked you along your journey, write it down, and in a couple of years, then you will just read it and you remember what it bring on your life.